Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on the Gooners and Gloves Podcast channel. In today's video, it's going to be the 28th Gooners and Gloves Podcast, and I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and reactions to Arsenal's game versus Manchester United in the Premier League. I just got finished watching it, so I'm just going to give you guys my first thoughts, reactions, how I felt we played, how I felt everyone did, how I feel for the future games, etc, etc. But yeah, pretty much let's just get straight into it. So I thought this was a really good performance. I thought we played really well. We were comfortable. We were composed. It was a professional performance, and it was one of those just we got the job done. We got the 3 points, and I'm especially delighted we got the 3 points because Liverpool dropped points tonight. Of course, that's the big story from tonight, is that Liverpool did actually drop points. An absolute thriller against Newcastle away from home at St James's Park. 3-3, so finally did drop points. So this means that Arsenal took advantage of that and are therefore now 7 points behind instead of 9 points behind, which is certainly always encouraging and will of course keep getting us a foothold back into the race. Chelsea of course remain level with us on points, though they do now have a higher goal difference, as of course they were able to smash Southampton 5-1, so for that reason they now overtake us on goal difference, but in terms of points it's the same. But yeah, let's get into the performance. So as I said before, I thought this was a really comfortable, really good performance. I know the scoreline doesn't make it seem like, oh my god, it was like crazy dominant or anything, but trust me guys, we were really good in this game, really just all over United. Great defensively. Of course the set pieces, we were just an absolute nightmare to deal with, those set pieces, and we will get into those. Of course they were the absolute star of the show, and we were just so threatening. Every single set piece, every single corner, like it was just incredible. Like I've genuinely reached a point now where I celebrate us getting a corner as much as I do a penalty. Seriously, like every time we win a corner I'm so excited because we are just so good at corners. Like we're so dangerous from set pieces, corners, and tonight of course they were the highlight. I think in total it was like 12 or 13 Arsenal corners to no corners from United, so we truly do love us a corner, and tonight they both came through. But let's get into the performance. So the first half I will say was actually quite it was definitely back and forth. It was kind of close, you know, that does tend to happen. The last few Arsenal Man United games at the Emirates, that did tend to be the case, and in a couple of the Man United even though opened the scoring. Thankfully tonight we were able to keep the clean sheet, which I'm delighted about. Really happy to see our performance defensively. Of course we were without Gabriel today. He was injured and he could not play. Hopefully he'll be okay for the weekend now, but yeah, he couldn't play. He wasn't in the squad, but I thought Kivior did a fine job tonight. Kivior looked good, and just in general I think we were really good defensively tonight. Of course the back line, 2 of them actually scored our 2 goals, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, strong performance, although of course as I said in the first half it was 0-0, it was close. A couple of chances, Martinelli actually scored early but it was disallowed. Havertz assisted that, but Martinelli scored early, it was disallowed, but it was a good start. And it was yeah, I'd say it was just quite it's kind of how you'd expect a big game like this to go, kind of just a bit back and forth. Both teams just looking to kind of find their way into the game. United had a couple of decent opportunities themselves early on, but the first half just ended 0-0. Just very standard first half, you know, nothing exciting, nowhere near the level of course, the Arsenal-West Ham first half, but you know, just a standard first half. We had a goal disallowed. United had a couple of opportunities, but of course we were already starting to establish the set pieces. We still had a good amount of corners, I think 5 or 6 by the end of the first half, and again, just almost every corner tonight we were getting the ball on target. We were really just being dangerous. They're just really threatening, and from the very beginning we were really establishing that tonight. So yeah, but as I said, a pretty open first half. Both teams had chances, both teams were making runs, you know, just standard stuff really. It wasn't to be honest, it wasn't a particularly exciting first half. It wasn't the most entertaining, but you know, 0-0, we didn't concede. However, the second half was of course a bit more eventful. So yeah, just to summarize the first half, just kind of back and forth. Arsenal, obviously possession was kind of being traded. United actually started off with more of possession than Arsenal, and United were actually doing well at first to win possession and retain it, and I think for about half of the second half they were having more possession on average, but then we were able to kind of fight our way back into the possession battle. But yeah, for the most part, a very open first half. Chances on both sides. Just, I wouldn't say nervy. I don't think we were nervy at any point. In my opinion, we were actually very comfortable tonight. Honestly, I was impressed with just how composed and calm all the players were. But yeah, so that was the first half. Pretty open, pretty cagey. Chances on both ends, you know, the atmosphere, etc. Just, you know, a very cagey, a very open, but a very good first half all round from us. Then we come into the second half, and to be fair, it started out in a similar sort of way, although now we were I'd say from the start of the second half, we were really starting to up the pressure a bit, definitely. Of course, United actually looked fairly decent in the first half, but in the second half is when we started to up the pressure, and as a result of us upping the pressure, United kind of dropped off their output. So, but pretty soon into the first half, we got our first goal. a really well taken corner from Declan Rice, and then Jurrien Timber scores his first goal for Arsenal, and I'm absolutely elated. I'm so happy. I've been wanting Timber to score for a while. I've been such a huge fan of Timber, and I've mentioned before what huge credit he deserves and how he's honestly been one of our best signings in the last 5 years. Brilliant player, and really happy to see him score tonight. The celebration was so cool. You could see how happy he was. Of course, he's been so attacking this season, so I knew that a goal for Timber was inevitable. It was just absolutely certainty. Like, it was inevitable, you know. The amount of chances he's had, the amount of runs he's made, the amount of he's even gotten a couple of assists already since joining. Not only that, but he's always just so threatening, so attacking. So delighted to see him scoring his first goal for Arsenal. It was a really, really nicely taken header following a brilliantly taken corner from Declan Rice. And I must say, aside from the actual people who put the ball in the back of the net, and mind you, Gabriel was literally out today, so Gabriel's our main set piece man. Like, he's the one that both Saka and Rice always aimed the ball at. But despite that, we were able to make use of Timber and Saliba tonight, and Saliba delivered it really well. So as much as the actual defenders heading the ball into the back of the net deserved credit, the actual set piece takers, Saka and Rice, really deserve credit because their consistency is really good. Like, I would say a good 80 or 90% of their corners tonight were reaching they were either going directly on target from the corner, or they were reaching one of the defenders in the box who then tried to get it in. So their set piece consistency is to seriously be applauded. Seriously, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, they both, like, I'd say about 90% of the time they get it really well into the box, and most of the time it's going on target. Seriously, 90% of cases they're either hitting it directly on target from the corner, or they're delivering it perfectly to a defender who then tries to get it in. But just really good corners tonight, and our first one led to the first goal. Declan Rice takes the corner, and Jurrien Timber gets his first goal for Arsenal, and everyone celebrates. And I'd say from there, the game kind of eased off. Up until that point, it was still a bit tense. Of course, it was still 0-0, so you were starting to wonder, is it going to be one of those? But as soon as Jurrien Timber scored, everything was just fine. All the players completely just opened up. They calmed down. They relaxed. The atmosphere just increased, and that was really cool. And then from there, I'd say for the most part, we were quite comfortable in the game following that goal. I think for the most part, we were comfortable. United had the occasional run, maybe the occasional chance, etc., but for the most part, I think we were quite comfortable. United, of course, made a bunch of changes. So, off the top of my head, so they got rid of Mason Mount. So they brought in Amad Diallo. He actually did alright, to be fair. I think Amad actually had a couple of decent opportunities, but of course was defended against really well by our defense. However, he did alright. It was actually Lenny Yoro's debut in the Premier League. So of course Lenny Yoro actually got injured in the same fixture against Arsenal back in the friendly season, but he made his debut tonight. To be fair, I actually thought Lenny Yoro looked alright tonight. I honestly think he actually did well. Like, Lenny Yoro made some good interventions. Of course, by the time he came on, it was already 1-0. I think it was close to being 2-0 by the time he came on. So there wasn't a lot he could do, but in fairness to him, when he did decently. He made some good clearances, he made some good interventions, some good passes. So to be fair, I thought Lenny Yoro actually looked alright. Let me know, any Man United fans watching, please let me know what you thought of Lenny Yoro's debut, because I honestly thought he looked decent tonight. So fair play to him. So Lenny Yoro came on. I'm trying to think. Amad Diallo came on, and then I can't remember who the last one was. Sorry. Having a bit of a brain blank here. Who was the last one that came on? Oh, yes, Marcus Rashford. That's it. So Marcus Rashford, Amad Diallo, and Lenny Yoro, they all came on. United, of course, made some changes. It's understandable. By that point, the attack just wasn't looking very lively. But for the most part, I'd say Arsenal were just really comfortable in that second half. Anthony also came out as I just remember. Yeah, Anthony, they also brought on a bit later on in the game. To be fair, he actually, there was actually he had a pretty decent chance near the end of the game. I think it was Fernandes who took the free kick, passed it to Anthony, and then Anthony actually did well to almost score, but thankfully that didn't happen. But yeah, that's kind of United substitution tactics. Of course, Ruben Amorim. It's understandable why they put on the players that they did, but yeah, I just think our defense was just so strong, and by that point, I will say that as the game progressed, the United defense was really starting to catch on to the fact that we were really going for the set pieces, and you could see them trying a bit more to defend them, but it was in vain, as of course we went on to score a second goal, again from a corner. Again, a pretty decently taken corner, and then the ball actually gets headed towards William Saliba, and William Saliba's back is to the goal, and it hits his back and goes into the goal. So yeah, a bit of good fortune for William Saliba then, but honestly I don't care. I'm again delighted for William Saliba. He scores his first goal of the season. Of course, was it fortunate? Yes, it definitely was. The ball was headed towards him and it hit his back and it went in. He wasn't even facing the ball, but who cares? A goal is a goal, and I'm absolutely buzzing for William Saliba. Gets his first goal of the season, which is great to see. Of course, we know that that Gabriel is definitely the far more attacking of the two. William Saliba isn't as attacking, but, you know, William Saliba still scores sometimes, and it's always cool, and I always love how much he celebrates and is so happy about his goals, so that's really cool to see. So yeah, ball was headed towards him, it hits his back, it goes into the back of the net, and by that point, the game was pretty much done and dusted. As I said, shortly after, they brought on Anthony, and Anthony made a couple of opportunities, but nothing really special there. And yeah, of course, we made a couple of substitutions. Jorginho came on, Leandro Trossard came on, who created a couple of opportunities but wasn't quite able to score. And yeah, pretty much by the time we knew it, the full-time whistle went, and that was it. A very calm, a very composed, I'd say it's just a very standard, you know, get the job done, get the 3 points, move on to the next kind of performance, and I was very happy to see it. And as I said, especially on an evening where Liverpool actually dropped points. Of course, Liverpool are the league leaders, and they're still 7 points clear, but of course, it's always nice when the league leaders drop points, and you can close the gap a little bit. 7 points clear is not insurmountable by any means. I think, if I'm not mistaken, around this time last year, Liverpool were also 7 points clear, so it's not insurmountable. It can be done, and I believe all the way with Arsenal, and I'm going to keep backing the squad until the very end. Of course, I'm very hopeful that we can win the league, and in my opinion, if we keep these performances up, we just keep playing like this, in my opinion, there's no reason why we can't. And I do, you know, I am going to keep believing in the squad, and I do believe we can win the league, and that hopefully we will. So I'm going to keep backing the squad. I'm going to keep believing till the end. You know, I still believed during the slump, and I'm certainly going to continue believing now. So yeah, come on, Arsenal. On to the weekend now in a few days, so of course it's a tight turnaround. We've got Fulham away. Of course, this is a fixture that we actually lost last year, so as I said earlier, hopefully we can make that right. It was really not a game that we should have lost. We just ended up messing it up. We went 1-0 up within 5 minutes and then just completely fell off after that, so hopefully not. Of course, I'm really hoping that the former Arsenal players don't score. So first you've got, of course, the obvious one, Emile Smith-Rowe. Hopefully he doesn't get a goal against us. Look, Emile Smith-Rowe is a class act. He's a brilliant player. He's a really nice guy, and I'm sure that he wouldn't celebrate against us, but it still wouldn't feel good. Like, I'm sure he'd be gutted to score against us and he wouldn't celebrate, and of course that's fine, but I'm just, oh man, it would be so gutting to see Emile Smith-Rowe scoring against us. There's also Alex Iwobi as well. He's a former Arsenal man, so yeah, we'll see if he scores. Emile, of course, Reece Nelson is eligible to play in this game because he's on loan from us, so he's still our player. We just loaned him to Fulham, but yeah, should be an interesting game. Of course, Fulham got a huge result away at Tottenham Hotspur, so there's that. They were able to get a big result away at Tottenham Hotspur, and yeah, so there you go. But that's our upcoming game. But that's a summary of the performance. A very comfortable, it's a very good performance. Very comfortable, very good, very impressive from Arsenal. Great defensively, solid attack, and of course, brilliant set pieces tonight. Seriously, that now brings us up to, I think, 22 corner goals this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think before this game we had 20, so yeah, in the whole of 2024, 22 corner goals. That's really impressive. That's by, that's far and away the most in the league, and it's not even close either. Like, it's not even close. Far and away the most set piece goals in the league, the most corner goals in the league. And yeah, our corner coach is truly incredible. But yeah, Arsenal win 2-0. Goals from Timber and Saliba. They both scored their first of the season. Timber scores his first goal for Arsenal, period. Really happy to see it. Kivior, I thought, looked alright tonight, but of course, hopefully we get Gabriel back for the weekend, although it is possible he might be rested for the Monaco game. But yeah, really happy with the performance. Any Arsenal fans watching, please of course let me know what you thought of the game against United, and any United fans watching, let me know what you thought of United's performance as well and everything. But yeah, that's going to do it from me. That's my analysis of the game. I'm delighted with the performance, really happy with the squad. I'm going to keep believing for the Premier League until the very end. As I said, I still believed during the actual slump, and I definitely believe now. So yeah, brilliant performance. That's 15 goals in our last 4 games, only 3 conceded. So yeah, looking a lot better, looking a lot stronger. Odegaard, of course, as always, was immense, and once again tonight it was brilliant. But yeah, honestly, I could talk all day about this game because I was really happy with the performance. But of course, I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'm going to go on and wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate it. All the support recently has meant so much to everybody liking the shorts and liking the videos and subscribing and stuff. We're at 38 subscribers. I'm just going to set a little goal because I think it'd be fun. If we can reach 50 subscribers by the end of the year, I'd really appreciate it. Of course, no pressure. But yeah, if you did enjoy what you heard, please do leave a like and a subscribe and help me get to 50 subscribers by the end of December. So by the end of the year. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. I will be releasing a boxing prediction at some point. I'll have to see what one it is, because to be honest, it's a little bit of a dry month for boxing this month. So I might just skip straight to the Fury Usyk rematch in a couple of weeks. So that's the one I'll likely do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on all notifications for more podcasts regularly. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on another podcast soon. Bye-bye.